So my play, The Collectors, which is out there with North is in one of the characters in the play. It's based on this bookstore, which is a half-price bookstore. And the play, it's just called Discount Books is the name of the bookstore. It's based on this bookstore right here, which is right off of Westgrove. Well, it's Westover. It's a Westover bookstore, pretty much. So in the play, he has a imaginary collector's item, which the play is called The Collectors. And North has a special edition of Airboy, which is a comic. It's called Airboy and the Air Tomb. And it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he has it collected, and he ends up going to New York to sell it. But he has two friends that follow him. One's an employee, this dimwit guy. He hires as like a punk rocker. And then his girlfriend, who is younger than North. And there's a drug that North has or likes to use. But he goes up north and it ends in a subway because she kills him for the fortune. North, who is older, and the younger boy witnesses it and gets revenge, ends up killing the girl, and then I guess he takes the goods. I don't really know who takes the goods. I mean, he may leave them there at the subway, but she double crosses him to get the collection money. Then the young boy in it kills her to revenge North, because North is murdered for the money. And it was set in the beginning part in the bookstore similar to this. There's actually stacks in the book. They're pyramid stacks. They're not really done like this here. There's no pyramid stacks. But you can see pyramid stacks here, kind of. In a way, it's like this, yeah. More like pyramid stacks. See how this pyramid from here up to here. They have them here too. There. But you just have to read the play. It's called The Collectors. I do have a comic section right here. I do have collection areas here. They're usually locked off, but nothing major, I don't think. Yeah, here we go. So he'd have a section, which I don't know if I mentioned a section of comics in it, but he kind of keeps them in the back. Mostly like sections. Yeah, there is collection here. Hard to find. So it'd be in a collection like this.
This book ain't too bad.
What is it?
1989, a first dictionary of culture literacy. Which our children need to know, but they're still. You know what's his name? Truman.
The source book.
It's different things about like your body. Did you know?
No, this is a dictionary, right?
No.
What is it? Let me see the top of it. First Dictionary of Culture Literacy.
So it talks a little bit of
reference
everything.
Book, almost like an encyclopedia.
But it's 1989. Did you know William S. Truman, the president, after he served the Korean War in 1953, he never had a middle name. That's why he's William S. Truman.
So they just made up S?
No, he never had a middle name to begin with.
Then why is it, what's his name?
William S. Truman.
Then why is it William S. Truman?
No, William S. is his middle initial.
Right.
And Truman's his last name.
So he does have a middle name.
No, it's just initial.
So he only has an initial.
Here, I'll show you.
So he doesn't have a middle name.
Yeah, kind of like Homer J. Simpson. All Simpsons never did.
He just has an initial for a middle name.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people can.
Yeah, you can have just an initial only. Yeah, you were trying to say Harry. It's Harry S. Truman.
Hold on. Oh, man, I was right there, too. Sorry, y'all. Harry S. Truman became the president of the United States when Franklin D. Roosevelt died at the end of World War II and served during the Korean War until 1953. Truman was president when the United States dropped atomic bombs on Japan in 1945.
And he only has a middle initial.
After World War II, he supported programs to aid European and Japanese
Yep,
Canadians.
it says it right here.
So FDR served during World War II and Korean War. So what did Truman do? Took over that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is the predecessor. So the S is often printed without a period after it. The period, if there's a period or if there's not a period. Got it.
3 boxes.
It shows the year.
Okay, so this one must be, okay.
See?
That's 1933
So
to
when
now.
you're looking, you can
that's pretty
reference
cool.
it quicker if you have like
And the
reference
Wright
notes.
Brothers. The Wright Brothers
Right.
is 1900, 1933.
You find out the year.
And we have Watergate right over there.
Probably you might
I
remember
learned a
more
little bit about Watergate.
that you're dealing with
33.
Well, it's not necessarily that. I should say it here.
It's 1953.
Right. It's in the 50s.
1945.
It's going to be. He was after the Korean War until 1953. Roosevelt died, and then Truman took over in the World War II and served during the Korean War until 1953. So Roosevelt died at the end of the World War II and served during the Korean War until 1953. Then
So that means
Truman was
Roosevelt
president.
served during the Korean War, but not Truman.
Well,
Truman
it
just
says
took
Franklin
over.
Roosevelt died at the end of World War II
And served
during the Korean War until 53. So yeah, till the end of the Korean War, and Truman took over. Truman was president when the United States dropped the atomic bomb on Japan in 1945. Oh.
Wait, how can he do that if he did
Because
that?
he was vice president.
Maybe
Truman
vice president.
was president. No, he was
Oh.
president when the United States dropped the atomic bomb on Japan. So that means that Roosevelt had to leave office at the very end of World War II, and then to finalize the end of the war, Truman was there and they dropped the bomb on Japan. After World War II, he supported programs to and European Japanese
To aid.
recovery. So Roosevelt stepped down, or he died. Truman came into office. I don't know if he was vice president, but he came into office and dropped the atomic bomb on Japan, ending the World War II. That was what Truman did. He ended the war, World War II, WW2. Truman did, by dropping an atomic bomb. He ended that war.
Not 1945.
It says it right here. Okay. Franklin D. Roosevelt died at the end of World War II and served during the Korean War. Okay. So what it's saying here is you got to look at the paragraph. Harry S. Truman became the president of the United States when Truman became president when Franklin Roosevelt died at the end of World
Can we
War
go over
II
this again?
and served during the Korean War until 1953. So Truman was president when the United States dropped the atomic bomb in Japan in 1945. So what happened was FDR started and then he died in the middle of the war. So Truman took
That's what
over.
I'm thinking.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what it says. It says that Harry S. Truman, became the president of the United States when Franklin D. Roosevelt died at the end of World War II. So he took over and served during the Korean War, or Truman took over, until 1953. So Truman was president when the United States dropped the atomic bomb. So there were
I
two
don't like the way they
presidents
wrote it.
during the war. Yeah, it's Old English. The two presidents.
Yeah, you don't know
the
if he
two
was doing that
presidents-
or they're
right.
talking about past
Well, you have to
tense.
read the beginning.
Okay.
So the two presidents
Oh, let's go
served.
to FDR or something.
Yeah, they
Oh,
both
this lady's
served.
trying to look for stuff. So sorry. No, you're
Yeah, they both served
that's
office
right.
during World War II. So this is a super buy, so I am purchasing this because we're looking at $2. I was looking at that just the other day. We also have other ones right here.
Trying to figure out what age this is. It's for text. Back in my day, it was called TAS or TOS.
Right, or TASP.
Well, it says
Or TEX.
TOS or TAS. Texas Tech University, $22,568 for 4 years at college. Versus University of Houston, $18,252 for 3 years. So I want you to do the rates. I'm saying this is about 8th grade level.
At what rates? What rates are they wanting you to do?
They probably want you to do a complex fraction. Remember the quadrants? Remember you start like a C, quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we had to do that in calculus. You have to pinpoint each quadrant and then draw the line or whatever it was.
Remember 2 to the third is 2 times 2
What did I
times
say
2.
that one?
Remember that.
Yeah, that's just dealing with, what do they call it? Squares? What do they call it though?
Square.
The name for it though.
No,
Square
to the
is only
square.
2.
No.
2 to the square is 2.
No, a square. That's an exponent. Or exponents before.
No,
Which was
that's
it?
called something if you're dealing with
The 3.
literacy of math.
2 to the third.
Right. 2 to the third is how you would describe it.
It's the square root because they do 2 times 2
The
times
square
2.
root would be 2. That's a 3.
No, 8 is the answer. Oh, I forget it.
2 to the third
It's
is
2 times
8.
2. Yeah.
It's 2 times 2 times 2.
Oh, 5 is a base. 5 times. Okay. 5 is a base.
It's an
The factor.
exponential form.
So 3 is an exponent. Oh, that's an exponent.
That is an
5 to the
exponent.
third is an exponent. The root is the other one. The root is the weird little sign. Like if you have 64, it would be 8.
Right, it goes backwards.
8 the square root.
You're going
yeah,
in
it
one
goes
direction.
backwards,
Right.
Yeah.
If you go backwards, this is geometry. Or dimensions, which leads into trigonometry.
But why doesn't it say like 8th grade on here? I think it's like.
It doesn't always say because it depends on the year it was
It's
done.
1995.
But if you look at the back
Oh, here
of
we
it,
go. Here, maybe no pi. Oh, here it is. Remember we were talking about
pi r
pi?
squared.
Pi equals 3.14 or pi
That's the
equals
pi.
22.
3.14.
Distance equals what? RT?
That stands for the radius,
That's all.
and the diameter is what the D stands for. That's the diameter, and that's the radius. Or does it stand for distance?
Circle circumference equals 2 pi r or C
D.
equals,
Okay, yeah. D stands for the distance. D is distance equals radius. Okay.
Oh, not diameter.
Yeah, not diameter. So it's distance is what it stands for. But you have simple interest, which is this right here, is one little.
I remember triangles area.
Here's this one for compound interest, which is this right here.
Let's see if that. I assume this is
That's
an 8th grade book.
calculus.
Let's see if they have the quadratic
Grade
formula.
7.
No, we got the miles. Look at that one. Oh, it's 7th grade. Now we know.
7th grade. It's introduction.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be an introduction to things.
Hmm.
So these are going to be basic math. They're not going to get into
1
detail.
yard, 3 feet, 1 foot.
They're not going to really do complete calculus. They're not going to do logarithms. I don't think they would do that. Logarithms are very difficult to even really look at.
So this is a 7th grade book?
Most people can't even recognize logarithms.
Well, this is a 7th grade book. Okay. So this must be 6th grade.
No, it's 7th. It says it in.
No, so this must be 6th grade. Oh, that's 7? Ooh, so that must be
The course
8.
is 2, but it's 7th grade. You go on the back. If you look on the very back, just like you did on that one, where the ruler is, that's a worksheet, a student worksheet.
Yeah, some of those pages
Copyright
were
will
cut out.
be here,
Yeah, 2015.
so it's recent. But if you look in the very back, it will tell you the grade.
That's where we saw it last time, right? Remember, slope is y equals mx plus b.
Yeah, it's grade 7.
Oh, it's just like 2nd semester. Oh, okay. Huh. Ooh, I don't remember that. Complementary. So I know what obtuse.
Obtuse.
Yeah,
It's like a C.
180. No, wait.
Almost like a C.
No,
Obtuse.
no.
No, obtuse.
Right angle's
Obtuse is like an
90.
L. It's like that. Obtuse.
But what's
acute,
the degree angle?
Obtuse. That's obtuse.
180 degrees or 120 degrees.
It's beyond 90 degrees.
Acute is less than 90.
Acute goes forward.
Less than 90.
That's acute.
Yeah, I know, acute. Less than 90.
So
Right is 90.
Right. This is obtuse.
Yeah, there you go. I kind of remember that.
So obtuse is flatter, and acute is like this. That's acute.
But I don't remember that. Complimentary, supplementary.
Right. If you look right here, that's acute.
Why did they change
That's
the name?
90 degrees. That's acute.
That's acute. Cute.
That's obtuse.
Obtuse, whatever.
OBTUSE.
All right, let's try to get a book that has a little bit of
That's geometry. Getting basically into 7th grade. Oh wow, Ravenloft Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It's worth a total of $40 an episode. It's like a module. These are probably all modules right here. This one might be worth something one day because of its artwork at the front. Oh well, it's got like a Terminator thing on it. Remember the Celsius to Fahrenheit. It is difficult.
Celsius equals 5
Where's that
divided
point?
over 9.
Yeah, I remember. So it's Celsius equals, yeah, you do 5 over 9. I did this in Maine, and when I lived in Maine, or Fahrenheit minus 32. So,
But you always do the parentheses first.
well, you have to do the 5 and 9. So
yeah,
if it's
parentheses first.
Okay, so this is how you
Please
do it.
excuse my dear mom.
If it's 32 degrees Celsius, or actually,
Fahrenheit.
if it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, okay, then the 32 would go there. So it'd be minus 32 and minus 32. So you would take the 5 over the 9 and do the Celsius.
Where do you start first?
Okay, I'll show it to you on the calculator. Okay, this is what
So
you
it'd
do.
be 9, hold on, 9
Okay,
divided by 5.
This is what you do. You have this, which is your Celsius, right? Okay, so you know that 5 and 9, you take 5, you divide that by 9. You're gonna get 0.55. 0.55 is gonna go in that place. So if you're Fahrenheit, okay, and you're at 102, okay, it's gonna fight, 102, okay, your Fahrenheit is gonna be, it's gonna be subtracted by 32, because you see it right there, minus the 32. That's gonna be correct. Now, your next step is to multiply, because there's no spacing between the two, there's parentheses, there's no spacing. That signifies multiplication. We know it's 0.55. So we times it by 0.55, which is this.
So it's 38.5
That's
degrees
Celsius. Right. If you do it opposite, then you know that that's gonna have to equal to 101 or 102, okay? The 9 over 5 is different. So you go 9 divided by 5, which is 1.8. 1.8. Now, the 1.8 is the Celsius, which we know is 38. But we times it. Or actually, we times it. We times it by the 38, which we're going to equal that. Now, we're going to add the 32, which is going to be 101.3 or 101. It's going to be that. It's going to be close. That's what we did though.
I don't
Because the 9 divided by 5 equals a number, which is 1.8. We add that, times that by the 38.5, which is what it was, okay? Which equals to that. Now we add the 32. That's correct. Because you can round that up to 102. Or what were we saying the temperature was? We were saying it was 101 Fahrenheit or 102?
Yeah.
It equals almost about the same. Those are the two conversions.
Oh, those little, the little paper bags? Okay. Yeah, whatever. So it happens often.
Sorry about that.
No, but sometimes that means we can find it. I don't understand.
Oh, it's right here. Okay. This is all the role playing, pretty much. These are actually viable from the 1980s. You're going to deal with everything from Dungeons and Dragons to cyberpunk. But if you can find cyberpunk, Secrets of the Phoenix. This is mostly role playing right here. So you're dealing with all the different ones that are collectors. Cyberpunk is kind of hard to find. But that was kind of a version of Dungeons and Dragons, but it was set in the future. You could plug in, back before internet, we were playing that. You could actually plug into like a web, so we knew what the internet was before it came out, really, pretty much. On Cyberpunk, it envisioned, this is Dragonheart, something completely different. They probably don't have any Cyberpunk, but it envisioned pretty much something that was similar to the internet now. This is mostly just kind of offbeat Dungeons and Dragons, I don't even know. Yeah, this is kind of a version of Dungeons and Dragons that you could add to Dungeons and Dragons if you wanted to. Or actually, I think it is a collection of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if it says it. You would have a lot of things here. You can't really open it because it's closed right here. Star Wars role-playing Star Wars right here. I don't really remember this one here. It's a game, Batman. Yeah, there was a lot of role-playing Marvel, role-playing DC too, right before I got out of it. This is interesting right here. So this kind of gives you an idea of the level of difficulty some of this stuff is. Massive reading and charts and everything. This is simply it's a captain's log that you would keep. Trying to see if this is under role playing right here. Looks like, oh, this is interesting. Aftermath. Looks like a Fallout kind of version right here. If you're, you know, the video game Fallout. So something that probably. It's actually 1981. Interesting. Yeah, here we go. This is $10 for Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, it looks like 1993. So late in Dungeons and Dragons from going into the 80s. Board games here. Text. The one that's 900, the Civil War narrative. The collectors.
I believe so.
It's $900 for the whole collection.
Yeah, I see it. I can get stuff right.
No. I'm just wondering that's actual written collection. It's publication of written.
Yes.
So it's book. It's a book.
Yes.
Okay. So it's Cycle of the Werewolf, Stephen King, right there for $150. Okay, that's fine. 20 Days, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, unknown as Stephen King. Old school Frank Zappa for 20 bucks. You got a record player, you go to town, that's right here. And you got some Band of Brothers right down there. Oh, wow. This is old school, big time. There's the old school right here. Third Land. This is interesting right here. Songs of the Civil War era. Yeah. Something the band would have, probably. This probably could be from the 50s, maybe. It's actually a board. Probably like an advertisement. Yeah. It's a little one, but there's a lot of information in there.